Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another, one of my occasional gaming related items, product reviews. This is basically a Joy-Con for the Nintendo Switch without batteries or anything, so it only works in handheld mode. It's a HORI D-pad controller. I got it for $15 on Amazon. Because I wanted a Joy-Con with a D-pad on it, because obviously with the standard Switch, and no, not the Switch Lite, the Switch OG as it were, we don't have a D-pad on this this Joy-Con, which is a pain in the butt for some games in handheld mode. So I was like, well, I wanted to pick this up and wanted to give it a try. So obviously here's the box. Exciting stuff, right? I already did open the box, but we'll do another unboxing here. And, oh, I just ripped the box. Oh well, that's my fault. Alright, we got the actual Joy-Con in there. We have a rather thick instruction manual. I'll read that later, see if there's any relevant points, whatever. I can't imagine it's all that difficult to use. It comes in this cardboard sleeve interior, so let's go ahead and get it out. And then, of course, here is the unit itself. So yeah, I like the way this looks. Pretty cool. Transparent kind of deal on the back there. Yada yada, boom. Okay, so let's see if making this work is as easy as I suspect it's going to be. She should just slide right on. It instantaneously works. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and grab one of the games. The primary reason I bought this, or at least one of the biggest reasons, was to play the Street Fighter collection in handheld mode. Because without a D-pad, good luck. I use this when I have the Switch attached to my TV, which obviously has D-pad. But this D-pad is not. It's decent, but it's not the greatest D-pad ever. It's got okay D-pad feel. This is the Power A wired controller that you can get relatively cheaply for the Switch. And it's okay, but the D-pad is not the greatest D-pad ever. As far as the D-pad feel, this one actually feels better to me. So, it'll be interesting to see how much better I do in Street Fighter with this. So let me go ahead and just stick Street Fighter in the Switch here. Just give me a second. Let's see how she goes. Come on. There we go. that louder for you guys? I guess that's it. Alright. We'll just pick, yeah, whatever. I'm getting my butt beat because I'm not in an optimal playing position, that is for sure. Okay, I'm able to pull off special moves, obviously. Actually, guys, this is definitely a less than ideal playing position for me. This is not giving a great demo of this D-pad, I realize, because I'm awkwardly holding the Switch. I think it's more, and I'm viewing it from quite a distance. So I'm having a bit of trouble here. So this is not the greatest. But I am obviously able to pull off special moves, which are basically impossible, or close to impossible with those pathetic Joy-Con buttons. So it appears to do the job. I'm gonna, before I give any sort of verdict on this thing, I'm gonna play this in a little bit more ideal situations here. So I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna pop in another game and see how it goes. I'll be right back, guys. I figured I'd just try off, obviously, a retro style game here. And let's just do this. Obviously, it works with Sonic Mania just fine. Again, my poor gameplay because of the awkwardness of this. But as you can see, it definitely works. No troubles. Alright. So I'm actually going to go grab a more modern style game and see how well it works with that. Be right back again. Okay, here we are obviously with a modern 3D title. And as you can see, the analog stick does work. But I can tell you just in comparison, the analog stick isn't... I mean, it's decent. That's not as good as the official Nintendo one. It's definitely looser than the Nintendo one. You can feel the difference in the analog stick. So, but yeah, obviously, as you can tell, it fully works with Mario Odyssey, and if it works with Mario Odyssey, it's obviously going to work with pretty much any modern game. So you could just use this as your and you get some. The D-pad does do something. I can't remember what all the other Joy-Con buttons do, but I don't think they do much in this game anyway. So there you go. Just wanted to show that off so you guys could see. Yeah, it does work, but and you got decent responsiveness with it and all that. I mean, it's certainly not bad. You can pull off all the stuff with Mario you usually do. So I would say that it's a pretty decent analog stick, just not quite as good as the Nintendo, but still pretty solid. So what I'm actually going to do now, guys, is take a little time with this Joy-Con so I can give you a full opinion on this, because obviously this isn't real gameplay. This is just me kind of showing off how it works out of the box, attached, yada yada. So I'll be back in a bit after some time playing this thing in handheld mode, and I'll give you a final verdict on exactly what I think of this. So see you guys in a while. So what are my final thoughts regarding this peripheral? Well, I really like the D-pad. For the first time ever, I was able to beat Street Fighter Champion Edition in handheld mode, which was never possible with the non-existent D-pad on the Joy-Con. Obviously here. I understand why Nintendo made the design decision they did. It's because you can use this as a controller, like basically in simple games, for multiplayer. This functions as the face buttons. But unfortunately, if you don't ever use that functionality, well, it gives you a very shitty D-pad in handheld mode, but this rectifies that problem for a very affordable price. Like I said, I only paid $15 for it. So, yeah, and it worked great with Sonic Mania as well. I played a bit of that and really enjoyed myself. So, yeah, I would say if you lament the lack of a D-pad on your original Switch, get one of these. Obviously, this is not an issue with the new Switch Lite, as those have a D-pad built in, but for the standard Switch, I'd say this is a really good product. Now, one thing I noticed, it was interesting in Street Fighter, was almost like having the best of both worlds, because for characters like Ryu and Ken, and basically characters that used sweeping motions with the D-pad to do their special moves, I found the D-pad significantly easier to use, but for characters, who use charge moves like M. Bison or Guile or Blanca or whoever, I prefer using the analog stick. So, I don't know. Really cool. So, yeah, go ahead and get this. I will link in the video description below if you are interested in picking one of these up for yourselves. Don't ask me what games this does or doesn't work with. I'm assuming it's going to work with any game that supports, D-pad functionality. So, if you're unsure, Google it. But yeah, absolutely fantastic product. Definitely thumbs up, recommend. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you made it all the way through, I want to say thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, I don't do a whole lot of video gaming stuff, but if you're interested in seeing more, let me know in the comments below what you want to see. As always, if you like this, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Share, subscribe, all the wonderful things. Thanks so much for watching. Live long and prosper. Here's a bit of an addendum at the end for some stuff I forgot to talk about in the main video. Obviously, this can only be used in handheld mode. There is no battery in this item, so you can't use it detached from the Switch. It'll only work attached directly to the Switch, as it requires the Switch's battery to work. There's no rumble features in it. It's literally just the buttons. So yeah, no wireless, no battery, no rumble, only handheld. I don't know what the battery drain is, but I'd imagine it's probably pretty minimal. So there you go. That's just a few other pieces of information for you. See you guys.